So, Blanchester, Ohio. I'm Anthony Ford with Kong Armor, the world's toughest deck armor. And I'm going to show you guys, a little backyard deck here. Well, it's not little, but I'm going to show you guys a backyard deck here that we just got done encapsulating in the world's toughest deck armor. Let's check it out. I met the owner of this deck about 2 weeks ago. And the big issue here was, of course, peeling paint. Kong Armor, the lifetime deck armor system, the world's toughest deck armor, highly sought after by Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Southeast Indiana, Dayton, Ohio, deck owners for its ability to lock down and encapsulate peeling deck paints, peeling Behr Deck Over, disintegrating, flaking deck stains, right? And so this deck, just everywhere. We're talking about peeling paint all over the floors, right? Severely weathered wood, thousands of open cracks. And there were several boards in here that had the famous, what we call rust to rot issue, where their fasteners had rusted, and around those rusty fasteners, we had board rot, right? There were other little things going on with the deck that I just call weird maintenance issues, just odd maintenance issues, right? So like we had a broken spindle over here. I think one of the sheets of lattice were loose and this type of stuff. So we came in. This is what we did. This is how we brought this deck back to just drop dead gorgeous and beautiful, okay? We came in, we introduced simple deck cleaning, all right? Then we came in, we replaced all the bad and rotten boards in here, okay? There's a reason why they call us Kong Armor deck restoration painters or deck rescue painters. It's because besides the application of our world's toughest deck armor on decks, locking down peeling deck paint, we also can fully restore and repair anything with a deck. And that's included in our services, right? So we came in and we did that. Got all the boards out of here. Got the missing spindle fixed up, right? There were also some panels on this roof that were just horrible. The customer hated them, right? So we ripped the roof down, pulled those old panels off, and right now we're finishing up. As we're finishing up today, we're putting some new panels up there for him. Some nice black. They're kind of grayish black panels that are not clear. And the guys are screwing those down and putting the finishing touches on those now. So a full cleaning, a full restoration, board tightening, all that stuff. Then we came in, we drove about $200 of the world's toughest deck post crack filler into these structures, the pergolas, the knots, the voids, the carpenter bee holes. Typically, it's going to be used for deck post cracks. So big, large cracks that run the length of deck post. If you notice our post, super synthetic, super beautiful looking, right? There's a reason. It's because we take a compound called silverback epoxy. It's the world's toughest deck post crack filler, deck repair epoxy, and we inject it into any large openings, including deck post checking, deck post cracks, knots, voids, carpenter bee holes, imperfections, any of this type of stuff, right? Once it gets down in there, it cures up 3 to 5 times harder than concrete. And it's super, super rare for it to fail. It's a filler for us. It's a repair epoxy for us. We can join things together with it, fill in stuff with it, but it's a large part of making our systems, our lifetime deck armor systems, very synthetic looking and beautiful, okay? From there, only then, did we start addressing the peeling paint issue that was here. Brought in the thick build, the ultra tough, right? The almighty, the high stretch Kong Armor, lifetime deck armor system, and we did something we call peeling deck paint lockdown encapsulation. The deck rescue painters, the deck restoration painters of Kong, just come in, just layered this deck and layered it until the Kong Armor system had fully encapsulated every ounce of the peeling deck paint, plus filled in every single nail and screw hole, every single crack in the floor, right? And now we have true water lock on this structure. This is what true water lock looks like for a deck. Okay, let me show you what true water lock looks like. It looks like this right here. Nowhere for water to enter the fasteners. Okay, they can't get through the film to get to the fasteners because they're filled in, they're closed over, right? Indefinitely, definitely, right? Extending the life of this deck, dramatically improving its health and cutting down on the chances that this deck owner deals with a major, what we call rust to rot situation where they end up having to do tear down to the frame or something like that. That's what that true water lock provides. It also, because we filled in all the cracks, all the nail and screw holes and all that, it also slows down on expansion and contraction and prolongs the life of the wood here, of the pine that's here. Pine's very versatile. It can the top 1/4 inch of it or 1/8 inch of it can be very weathered, look very weathered, but its surfaces can be rebuilt with the right coating. Thin residential deck paints and stains typically won't get it done. They're a band-aid. That's why you have to move to a high build, an industrial grade coating like Kong Armor. Super thick, right? Super thick. This is the previous coating here, down here. Right there's the buildup of this, and we'll take a little razor knife and kind of edge that off a little bit before we leave, but you can see the build over of Kong, just an industrial grade coating. 30 to 60 times thicker than thin residential deck paints and stains. Indefinitely tougher, right? UV block technology here. One of the big reasons that this deck failed previously and it started peeling everywhere is because thin residential deck paints and stains, UV rays can go directly through them, right? Into the layer below, obliterate adhesion, and then we're off to the races. We add foot traffic, we add this type of stuff, and suddenly we got peeling paint everywhere. Okay. Kong so thick that the rays can't get all the way through it to that surface layer to obliterate that adhesion. Okay. Also, UV block technology that deflects rays back up into the atmosphere where they belong. 95% of them or better. So, Kong, we just came in here to Blanchester and we took an old beat down deck that was on the verge of replacement, peeling paint, and we brought it roaring back to life for life. I keep forgetting about the Pergola. The Pergola too, the decks and the Pergola, right? We also have saved the Pergola here too. Here's the thing. Why do I say for life? Well, because Kong Armor, it's a lifetime deck armor system. The coating's just one component of the system. It has other components and features that help protect the owner's deck for life. System-based protection. Now, this deck owner, they're protected under Kong Armor's lifetime limited warranty. Okay. So if their deck starts peeling up everywhere, they got warranty coverage here locally in the tri-state. Coating and labor free. It's unmatched anywhere really in the world today. Find somebody else that does that with deck coatings. You'll be very hard pressed. They'll offer you material and that's it. Okay. Secondly, lifetime service promise. Locally backed lifetime service promise gives the deck owner access to the deck restoration painters of Kong Armor, our service division, our service tech, for things like annual cleanings, spot touch up of the film if it does get damaged somehow, right? Kong's super easy to spot touch up anytime. It's ultra tough. It's not indestructible. If you drag a TV across it or something like that, yeah, you could nick it up somehow, right? Well, you have a service promise that can address that for you, where we can come out and you're talking about the world's easiest coating system to spot touch up. You can just go dab a little bit of coating on it, boom, it'll blend right back out. So they have access to that for life. We'll also help them with deck repair, any of that type of stuff that they need for their life of the ownership of the Kong Armor Lifetime Deck Armor System. Tell you what, first thing, follow us. Follow us online. Wherever you're watching this at right now, take a second to subscribe to our channel. If you're a deck owner, you got peeling paint, you live in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Southeast Indiana, the area between Cincinnati and Dayton, we're the best hope that you have to bring your deck back to just fully restored and definitely viable again and protected for life. Okay. So follow us, watch our projects, learn more about who we are and what we do, right? That's the big thing. But if you want to skip all that, you want to get to the crux of the issue. If you're serious and you're ready for something superior, you're ready for lifetime deck armor protection. You want to get rid of your peeling paint. You're tired of ugly deck. You're tired of deck leprosy. You're ready to move on, right? Here you go. Look. KongArmor.com. This deck is protected by Kong Armor, okay? KongArmor.com. There's the phone number. Use it. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let's get your lifetime deck armor. I'm Anthony Ford, Blanchester, Ohio. I'll see you guys later.